Ah, fuck. We're live sooner than I wanted to be. Well, so we're live, and I'm in the middle of trying to send a text message. But, well, we're bottom shelf for a reason. So, we're bottom class people drinking bottom shelf booze, and we're live for the first time on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook at the Best of the Bottom live stream. Oh, why am I getting echo? Okay, I figured it out. I figured out where the extra echo, where the background noise coming from. Fixed it. And let me just fill this in real quick. All right. Oh, Diane. Here, Maverick, since I was trying to message you and went live before I was ready, if you just want to peek in on the Facebook stream periodically and just make sure it looks okay. That's it. I'd appreciate it if you can. I would greatly appreciate it. But anyway, let me do a proper intro. This is Best of the Bottom. We're bottom class people drinking bottom shelf booze. And like I said, we're live for the first time on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube, I think. I hope. I don't know. I'm assuming that we are. Honestly, I have no idea.
Could be just bullshit.
Yeah, I could be totally screwing this up. This is the first time doing a multi-stream and using everything all at once. So I have no idea if it's working properly. All right, awesome. I'd appreciate it because I have no idea if this is working properly. Oh, it says we're live. And it shows us being live on YouTube, so I checked. We are live there too. Sweet. So far, so good. It is not a complete disaster like I thought it was going to be. Let me adjust my...
Thank you.
And what about me? What am I, chopped liver? Hey, come on.
Yes.
So, anyways, like I was saying, we're bottom class people drinking bottom shelf booze. And like the way we like to get things started is we have what is called the Bag of Doom. In this bag, I have various shots. I walk into the liquor store and I go to the counter and I'm like, hey, guy, can you do me a favor? Pick me some random shots. I don't care what they are. Just anything. Just 99 cents, just nice and cheap. And it's your choice. Good, bad, indifferent. And then I take said shots, whether I get 6, 12, whatever. Depends on how many I need to fill in this box, in this bag. We open it up, and then Diane draws first. Yeah. I'll get in here.
E&J peach brandy with peach liquor.
It's what?
Peach brandy.
By who?
E&J.
Oh, all right.
I don't know.
I got one of these pearl ones again. It's pomegranate. Didn't last time you get like lime basil?
Yeah. Not bad. Not bad.
Oh, it's gluten-free and it's made in America.
Classiest,
Yeah.
99-cent shot I've ever had.
Thanks, Maverick. I appreciate your help. You are a good egg.
Okay.
All right. Cheers to new beginnings or more streamings.
Sorry if it's like glug, glug, glug in your ears. Disregard. Or ASMR. Whatever.
This pearl stuff is terrible. I think it's just flavored rubbing alcohol. ASMR glugs. Hey, that'll give us a whole different type of audience, right?
Yeah.
All right. Anyways.
How wasn't that bad, actually? I keep waiting for it to get worse. This isn't that bad.
Yeah. As you can see, my name is Justin. That's, damn it, Diane. And we are Best of the Bottom. Paraco Productions is our company. You can find us right here on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. And if you would like to help us out, please like, share, subscribe, join the family. We have a website now, paracoproductions.com, which has links to all our social media. Well, mostly my social media, because Diane has like Facebook. We got Best of the Bottom on Facebook. I got my Twitter. I got a TikTok. Diane makes appearances on said TikTok. And you can find everything there. You can find links to everything that is Paraco Productions. And say you decide you want to help us out, you could also donate and keep us going. And like, we can actually make money, because right now I'm just losing money like crazy.
And if you feel like losing money too,
hello,
lose it on us.
Paranormal Circle. I appreciate you jumping in on YouTube. So, as we usually do, as we get things started, we have a format of some various things. One of the things we get started with is a Florida man. And I have a Florida man that's left over from the week we had to cancel the podcast because global pandemic. We both had the global bastard, or
global bastard.
The COVID. If I still don't know if YouTube lets us use it or not, but I said it, so there. I'm a rebel. But first one is in 2018, a Florida man who was a Florida convict went viral for this picture. Yes, that's right. 2018 was Big Neck Guy, and he's a Florida man. How his neck got that big? I don't know. I would like to say, I don't know. I don't even know how you would like. That's just.
I don't think that's like something he worked at. I think his neck was just born thick. You know what I mean?
That's thick with 2 C's, a Q, and a silent K, and maybe an X, just for good measure.
You have to draw. Yeah, you have to draw out the TH. Thick.
So there's that one. I just wanted to share that with you because little did I know that he was a Florida man. And so one of the things we like to do is we take the headline of a Florida man story, don't read the story. We like to make up the story of what happened. And one of the Florida man stories that we came across was actually, was that? Matt, do you want me to plug your shit too? Spicy tweets about you crying over Toy Story. Well, the first one did have its moments. I am Mrs. Nesbit. Which apparently there's a Nesbit that keeps getting recommended to me on Facebook, and I don't know who it is, but that's all I can ever think when I see the last name is, I am Mrs. Nesbit. Anyways, the Florida man story that I have, I digress. The Florida man story that I have is in, I think it was 2008 or 3, a Florida man was breaking into a car dealership and he lost his pants. Now, the probable story is homeboy was, sagging real low. He broke in, pants fell down. But you know what? That's boring as hell. I would like to think, chances are, probably he broke into said dealership because, homeboy went, picked up his nightly crack or meth. It's Florida. might be bath salts. It's there. He smoked it, shot it, snorted it, whatever he had to do. And little did he know, it was all cut with laxatives. Emergency started happening. Next thing you know, bam, he's busting through the closest thing he can find, which is this random car dealership. He's hauling ass, trying to drop his load, and can't quite make it there. So he just happens to have to pass he's just dropping his trowel as he's going past the camera, and he heads to the nearest potted plant, and bam, fertilized plant. That's a story I like to think of. I don't know why.
I feel like
but it seems plausible.
It's not heartwarming, but it's just like, what are you gonna do, this poor man? Mm-hmm. Like, he had no choice but to break in.
It's an emergency. Or let's say he's not doing drugs and stuff. Maybe the guy got the stomach flu, or he just left Del Taco or Taco Bell or one of these other little chain taco huts. You know, he went to town because, you know, he just got out of the bar's closing, and, you know, Taco Bell, Del Taco, all that stuff tastes amazing when you're drunk.
I want to throw out there, everybody goes with Mexican food. I'm going to throw out he had sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut?
Yeah. Everybody's go-to is Mexican food. I'm going to go with sauerkraut on this one.
Okay. Homeboy found the local Polish delicatessen. He went ham on some sauerkraut. Just, you know, couldn't get enough of it. Just Polish sausage, sauerkraut, maybe some corned beef, just on rye. Just went all out. He's getting down the block, realizes, man, my stomach ain't used to this kind of sauerkraut. Next thing you know, bam, busting through the window, running for the nearest toilet. You know, can't quite make it. He's dropping trowel, catches that camera as he's, you know, waddling past, pants down, just and then bam, fertilized ficus. That's what I like to say happened.
Yeah, he, you know, fertilized that plant. I'm not mad.
All right.
I say release him. I don't know.
He's innocent. It was an emergency.
If I was in that position, I would want mercy. So I'm going to say let him go.
That's true. That's true. I mean, look, man, you can't plan for these type of things. They just happen. Emergencies happen.
We'll start enacting his name. You know, like some sort of law or something that, like, if you just start a hashtag to break into a building.
Hashtag emergency drop trowel.
Yeah.
Hashtag emergency drop trowel. That's like, what we'll go with.
I feel like for like someone was like a law where like a pregnant lady could pee in like a cop's hat or helmet. Like that's like some weird law or thing that's okay.
So it's like what you're saying
okay for them to ask, like, hey, I need to pee, allow me your.
So what you're saying is, if you get pulled over for speeding and you're having a sauerkraut emergency, the cop is required to offer you his hat for you to take care of the business.
I wasn't going
because if you are, you know, I mean, police is about public service, and in that moment, what better service could you be doing your fellow man? Just saying.
I mean, yeah, if everything's going off, well, I mean, if they can get it, do cops even wear hats like out and about now?
I think it depends.
Like, I know it was in a different country or something like that, not in America.
They still do. It kind of depends on the agency. Some places still make you wear hats, some don't. I know a lot of the state police around here wear hats. I know there's been a couple of Dassel officers that really like rocking the cowboy hat. And I mean, they got a 10-gallon hat. So there's, I'm just saying, if they're carrying 10 gallons on board.
Disregard that face. I made a face like, ooh, cowboy hats. But you know what? I kind of enjoy it. If you're going to be a cop and you want to wear a cowboy hat, I think that's the only acceptable other hat for you to be running around in.
I mean, that's just my thoughts. I know some people are popping in looking for some paranormal stuff. I just want to say we're getting there. We got a formula. We're breaking it down. We're going to get there. I swear we're gonna get there.
Sorry, I don't even know what we were. Oh, Florida man.
Yeah, we're on the Florida man. Right now, we're about to get to our beverage of the night. So, I've just seen a few people pop in and pop out. One of them was Paranormal Circle. I don't know if he's still here or they are still here. Hopefully, if they do, come back. I swear we're getting to some alien shit and some other shit that, like, I have to talk about. I discovered some things.
Diarrhea.
Yes, it's not just diarrhea. Although,
and we're not saying only in police hats. I was going to say, just in general, you should be able to break into shit wherever, as long as that's all that's been done.
Yes.
Maybe not people's houses, because, like, let's be classy, but, you know.
Yeah, people can't afford that, but, like, a local business, you know what? Everybody just needs to have a porta potty available. Of course, then that should be just been locked down. I don't know. No. Emergencies happen. That's what we're saying. Just emergencies happen.
In that scenario, that man should have been able to poop in that plant, is all I'm saying. That man had worst case scenario diarrhea. And he did all that he could to be a civil human being, get to the bathroom, not just poop all over the sidewalk. He wanted to maintain his humanity, broke into that car dealership or wherever we said this was. Maybe in my head, I just imagined a car dealership. But
no, I did. I said it was a car dealership. So what's that in the headline?
All right. Yeah, but whatever.
All right. I was gonna say. I'm just saying. Sometimes you get that sauerkraut going. I mean, that's some paranormal shit right there, literally. I mean, just put that out there. So, let us get in to the show proper. We've done our Florida man. We've done our introductions. We've probably scared some people away. It happens. I apologize.
That's what happens when you leave with diarrhea, man.
I got a face only a mother can love. Unfortunately, I look like my father, so she hates it. What can I say? That's not true. Anyways. Of course you'd say that. So tonight, we went with a local beer. It's not the bottom shelf. It's more like mid-shelf. This is made in Carrizozo, New Mexico, and it is called Alien Amber Ale. It is, I think it was 5.2% alcohol per volume. It was, like I said, it's brewed and bottled in Carrizozo, New Mexico. They were established in 1996. They have since moved into a 12,000 square foot brewery. They host like some beer garden events. You know, come in there, have some fun, enjoy your life. You know, drink some alien booze. They have a few other alien themed beers. They call this the. Well, we got a train passing. Diane lives like so close to a train.
Yeah, I don't even hear it. Like, there's one that goes like at 2 or 3 in the morning, and I'll be talking to people, and they're like, "Hey, I can hear that train," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't even hear it."
When I was there, I didn't notice it. I noticed it right now because we're on the live stream. So, where was I on this? Yeah, they call it the Roswell Alien Amber Ale. I think they have an IPA and a couple of different stouts. But I went with this one. The price ranges between $7.49 to $10.99 a 6-pack. So it can be a little pricey. It can be a little bit cheaper. It's kind of like mid-range. It depends on where you go. Because I found it at CVS here locally. It was $10.99. I don't want to spend that much money. I knew it was at our Fiesta Foods for $7.99, so I picked it up there. But I've seen it other places for $7.49. So let's try this shit because I've never tried it.
I shall drink with my Cheers. Mm.
It's not too
Sorry
bad.
again about drinking, plugging and stuff.
I don't know if it's as noticeable. We'll have to pay attention on the playback, but I think it tastes pretty damn good. It's not quite like some of the other amber ales. Like it's similar to a flavor of Killian's, but
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like, yeah, that's what it reminds me of. It's Killian's.
yeah, it's similar to a Killian's. I think Killian's is slightly more bitter. Killian's is a little bit cheaper. I think those are like $10 for a 12 pack, so a little bit on the lower end. But like I said, this is a microbrewery, so as far as microbreweries go, this isn't too bad. It's cheaper than that Voodoo stuff that I bought. That ended up being $30. Oh, I couldn't believe I paid $30 for a 12 pack. Oh,
I can't.
That
we all know you're secretly bougie.
Like, I thought it was gonna be cheaper. Hang on, gotta let Mallory out. Go on.
Mallory's the most precious little. What kind of dog is Mallory?
We decided Japanese chin.
She's the cutest thing in the world.
She is adorable. She has a face that'll break your heart instantly.
I'm also gonna burp a lot because beer.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I feel like I should be like paid money for every burp. My OnlyFans, just me sitting in a chair, just burping into the mic.
See, this is why I decided. I'm going to get an OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I'm going to do, okay? The ultimate goal is to ride a unicycle while juggling like 10-inch dildos. So...
How many? 2, I'm like, okay. I'll talk to you in like
three.
A couple weeks.
3.
We'll have the TikTok video like sorted, you know?
But what I was thinking for the OnlyFans, we can gradually build it up. Like maybe first I get a unicycle and I learn to ride the unicycle and you watch me bust my ass on the unicycle a whole bunch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then look, I swear we're getting to paranormal stuff. I swear to God, we're getting there. We're getting there. Just bear with us. We're on tangents. This is what happens. We're bottom shelf people living a bottom class life. So, all right. Hey, man. Anything that'll pay me $1, busting my ass one way or another, I'm in.
That kind of bottom class.
Yes. But so I start with the unicycle. Once I master the unicycle, then I start juggling. I'll start with like just regular like balls and objects and stuff like that. And then maybe once I get that done, maybe I'll start juggling like those nuts that hang under a truck, work my way up to the shaft. So start there. And then I start juggling the truck nuts. Okay. So we get there. And then we start with like some smaller dildos. Then we work to the 10-inch ones. And then we start incorporating the unicycle.
Chainsaws. Oh.
No.
Okay. Never mind.
Chainsaws aren't as funny.
Well, it's a mixture. I would like, I would
so
one
dildo, one chainsaw, one, I don't know, fleshlight?
No, I was thinking like 2 of each, chainsaw. Like at this point, I'm imagining you're like, just having a great time,
Keep working our way up, just keep working our way up,
Mm-hmm.
Get the unicycle down, juggling like, I don't know, tennis balls or hacky sacks, whatever, work my way up and then go to the truck nuts,
Yeah, I heard all that. And then you throw in some chainsaws, and then you just unicycle.
Chainsaws is like top of the thing, but like let's get into that, and then once we get the juggling down, then we start the unicycling, and then maybe I'll like dress like a bear, or I don't know. There's some lederhosen. We'll change it up. We'll change it up. All right. So, what do you think of the beer?
Oh yeah, Killian's. That's all I have to say. I mean, it's not bad. Beer but I'm not like a connoisseur, That's like true. Beer is beer. This happens to taste like every beer that's like this. I don't, but yeah, Killian's. That's the vibe I get.
All right. That's what we think of this.
Our little please recycle guy is a little alien, and I think that's cute as all hell. But
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's the craftsmanship just of the
That's perfect. They really thought of everything. So that's why it's not bottom shelf, and they moved it up a notch. Is that they thought of everything?
It's a little details.
Mm-hmm. That's what I say. Like AJ Styles says, it's a little bit of details. I don't know. That didn't sound like AJ Styles.
Yeah, I was like, I don't
know what voice that was.
Hey, boo boo! Like you were about to like.
I was trying to do. I don't know what kind of accent I was trying to do, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
Screw it. All right. So let's start getting into some of the crazy shit. Okay. So first off, I want to backtrack a little bit to our little COVID experience. So I discovered something. So we did our 2 weeks quarantine. One of the reasons why we're actually doing the voice chat right now is Diane has plans for this weekend. Oh, Maverick's pooping in the Facebook chat. Thank you for pooping in this chat. Keep the theme alive. Anyways, so since the COVID thing, I discovered something. I went back to work for the first time this weekend. I worked Thursday. And so during my whole sickness and not feeling well, there was the point where I completely lost my sense of smell and taste. And even while I was actually feeling sick, I couldn't really smell much except for when I started smelling canned corn. But there was only one thing that I could smell for the longest time is I kept smelling this weird, like plasticky, kind of sweet synthetic smell. And the strongest place it was in this podcast room in the beginning, because I think that's where everything kind of congregated and stayed, because it's pretty well sealed off, and I got all the paddings and all this other shit from, to reduce sound and everything else. So all I could smell was this weird plasticky smell. And at first I thought it was because I got the new microphones, the new lights, some new camera stands. I got a lot of this new stuff, and I thought it was just like it was off-gassing the manufactured scent. That's what I thought at first, right? So didn't think a whole lot of it, because once I got better, I didn't really smell that scent anymore. I could smell it for a few days still in the podcast room, because I keep this room pretty well closed off from everybody else. So I think it kind of lingered in here for a little bit. And the smell eventually dissipated. It aired out, whatever. It's not really in here. But I hadn't smelled it. And then I'm at work, and I work as a medic, and we had a transfer for a COVID positive patient. And as soon as I got near the patient, there's that smell again. I could smell it perfectly. Like, without a doubt, I could just smell that same smell again. And I was like, that's interesting. can I smell COVID on people? I was like, oh, so I was just wondering if that's a thing.
Is that your superpower?
What's that?
Is that your superpower?
Part of it. I'm getting to it. So
forgive me.
you're jumping the gun here. Jesus. It's the last time I tell you what I'm going to talk about.
Well, you didn't tell me what you were going to talk about. You just said you gained a superpower, and I was like, oh my God, this man smells COVID.
Yeah.
So that's what you get when you give me half-assed information, eh?
I know. So in the beginning, I could just smell it randomly. Like if I knew somebody was COVID positive, that's when I'd smell it. And that's when I started being suspicious of it. Then we ran another call that was quite serious. And there was a whole group of nurses and everything. Or nurses, hospital staff, everybody. And all of a sudden in that group, I smelt it again on somebody. I don't know who it was because there was a whole bunch of people all around me and the patient. And I could smell it. And I'm sitting there going, does somebody else have COVID and not know it? I don't know. Because I was like, why do I smell that on somebody else? Then again, we had a couple other COVID patients that were 100% positive. I only smelled it on them. Then later on in the weekend, I had another patient that was COVID suspected. There was a lot of signs. They had a lot of the symptoms that we had, and they didn't really have too many of the bad symptoms. They were a little on the sick side, but they weren't terrible. But once again, once I got enclosed and there was no open air or anything else, smelt it again. Later on, find out they were COVID positive. So I just started noticing just periodically I was picking up on stuff. I actually even smelt it on a coworker, and it's like I want to be like, I just want to go to him and be like, hey, do you want to, you might want to go get tested for COVID, but then I might sound crazy, be like, oh, you smell like COVID to me. So I kind of just, I could smell it clear as day on him. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I think this motherfucker's got COVID. So then again, like I'd be walking through just the hallways of the hospital, and I asked one of the nurses, like, oh, hey, you got a COVID patient back there? I'm like, oh, yeah, it's in this room. And I was like, son of a bitch. I know it. I have it. Oh, Ahmed is in here somewhere?
Yeah, I can't see anything.
I don't see him in the chat. Well, Ahmed, hello, since Maverick threw it out there. Oh, you're commenting on Facebook. All right, perfect. But hey, I appreciate people jumping in and joining and checking out our shenanigans. So that just kept happening. Just like I could smell the COVID on random people. And I started mentioning it to the other people that I'm close to that have had COVID. And some just lost their smell entirely. One girl only smells peppermint. Somebody else only smells dog cum, which is terrible. I feel really bad for them. But that's the only thing they can smell. And then some people didn't lose their smell at all. But one other person said the same thing. They're like, oh, yeah. When I was sick, what you sorry for? There's nothing to be sorry for. I'm just happy to see people jump in the chat or whatever. But so for his sickness too, he noticed he could smell something strange, unfamiliar, something he hadn't smelled before. And he said too, it was like a very synthetic-y kind of smell. I don't know. I've never smelled dog cum, but that's what I was told.
I mean, I trust that guy. I don't doubt his findings. I'm sure he knows what it smells like.
Well, because I had mentioned that I could smell COVID, and he goes, yeah, you can. And I'm like, oh, you noticed it too? And he's like, yeah. And so far, at least one other person has noticed it. But then the other thing that I noticed too, whenever I smell that particular COVID smell, you know how I talked about you get that euphoric feeling and suddenly have a burst of energy and want to build 47 houses on the last podcast? Every time I'm sitting there and I can smell it, all of a sudden I start just like I can feel like just a sudden surge of energy. And like I feel amazing and just want to do something. Like I just have this bursting amount of energy. And it only happens when I'm surrounded by that smell. And then I feel guilty because I'm around this and I feel great and I'm ready to, save the world. Meanwhile, somebody else is getting all the bad symptoms and they're like on the verge of death. So I'm like, I feel bad because it seems like this whole experience for me has ended up being positive, but other people are going through hell. And that just makes me feel horrible. Like it gives me this weird conflict.
So you survived the harrowing and you're feeling bad about it, is what you're saying.
In a sense, because it's like,
and now you're a superhero.
I'm not a superhero. I just have.
He's a superhero.
I'm part of that. I'm part of that superhero group that I was talking about that has semi-lame powers. Like, their skin is impervious to broken glass. That's how I am. It's like, hey, I can smell COVID. And so far, it's been pretty accurate. And it's surprised me. It's weird as shit. Call me crazy. Don't believe me. Whatever. But I'm just saying that is what I've been experiencing. And it's just, it started freaking me out though this weekend because I kept asking people about it that I know have had COVID. And they're like, no, I've never noticed. Hey, Amanda, thank you for joining. Amanda said she got anxiety. I got superpowers. She got anxiety.
I feel you on that.
Maybe that is a superpower. It's your way of sensing it too. You don't know that. I smell it. You get anxiety. But that's been what I've been dealing with this whole time. Just like this whole weekend, I keep thinking like, shit, I must be going crazy. Is this a real thing? I don't know if it's a real thing. And then finally I got somebody else to confirm the whole, at least smelling it. So some other person there that can smell it. And like I said, so far I have yet to be wrong. And I'm curious to see if this one coworker that I smelt it on very strongly ends up missing work. Because if it does, I'm going to be like, oh, son of a bitch.
I'm sure there is logical explanation for this, but I'm willing to just sit back and go like, you know what? This man can smell Corona. Line him up.
It's like a very distinct smell. Like it's like, it's just something. It's something like I've never smelt. Like sometimes, like other things can kind of smell like other things, and you kind of. But I have no way to accurately describe it because it just. All I can think of is it smells synthetic and kind of like almost slightly sweet. Amanda says she gets a rapid heart rate, shorter breath, and PTSD. Well, hey, you know what? Like I said, it's not the greatest superpower. You can join my little team that I'm starting with people with lame superpower. Which you gotta find somebody that control simple electronic devices. All right, Mavic, I'll get back to the dog cum. Jesus, man. Never seen somebody so fascinated with dog cum. But I don't know. All I know, the story I got is this person has a dog that's a little bit of a hoe and gets out of the yard, runs around, and came back covered in dog cum one day. And now...
I see.
Well, Maverick, we all gotta have hobbies, so I'm not shaming you. I'm just saying. But ever since she's gotten over the COVID, That's all she can smell. And you know what? I apologize for sharing your story, but I didn't use your name. So it just.
Well, at least we know he's not out there running around just, procuring samples and
dog cum. Well, it's an unfortunately. Now, no names, Maverick. It's confidentiality. It's I don't know. Yeah, no king shaming on this truck. Amanda remembers our motto. Hey, fake news or not, whatever. If you want to pull the Donald card, go right ahead. But I am not gonna bring up names because nobody wants to be known as a person that smells dog cum all the time. Nobody wants to be known as that person.
I mean,
well, maybe some people do. I don't know.
Well, not this person.
Probably not this person. Probably not this person. I don't.
But this is the only fact I have about this person. So I'm sure if he told me like, hey, also I like the color purple, I might try my hardest to make that the new fact about that person. Like I'd be like, I really don't want this guy to be that guy in my brain. So I'd be like, oh yeah, purple,
It's no one you know, Maverick. But they could watch the live stream, and I'm not throwing that on them.
Good for that dog, though, Getting laid during this pandemic, just having a good old time.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. That's up to them. Maybe one day you'll meet. I'll leave it up to them. And then you can get all the details about dog cum you would like. I'll send a text later. So, lost my train of thought. Now
aliens at some point. Oh, but you're a superhero.
Yes. So apparently that's the thing that I've noticed, and I'm curious if anybody else that watches this later on, you watch this stream, leave a comment. Let me know if you've had any strange experiences that have lasted after the COVID. And I don't even know if this is going to last. This could be one of those things like now that the COVID antibodies are in me, maybe I'll notice it. But maybe once my body processes it, it's been a few months, years, however long it lasts, I might lose it. I might lose the ability. I don't know. I don't know how these things work. It just happens. It was very weird. Like I said, I still feel guilty sometimes, especially when I'm back in the ambulance and I'm looking at this person who's like just in terrible shape, and I'm looking at their vital signs and everything else, and I'm just like, fuck, man.
I could smell you from a mile away.
I can smell. Well, it's that. It's that. It's like I can smell you, and for some odd reason, that scent is making me have like lots of energy and like feel amazing for a moment for some weird ass reason. And this person is just focusing on trying to stay alive for the next 15 minutes or 5 minutes. Ugh. It makes you question things.
Well, stop sucking their life force out of them.
I'm not trying to. And I don't even know if that's even what's happening.
That is what's happening. You've become a life force sucking some bitch. And I mean, you don't wake up and that's not what you want, It happens.
Amanda, that you know what? That might be what's going on. So Amanda's in the chat. I've called her my non-hetero life mate for a while. Now things have changed. And now I don't know what to call her, and it's caused an identity crisis on me because now she's in a relationship with a non-female. And it's confused. It's made me feel like I need to be gay just to balance out our relationship.
Makes sense to me.
It's
bring back the mustache. Bring back the mustache.
Who wants a mustache ride? Sorry, Amanda, if I just threw you out there, but you brought it up in the chat first, so you're causing my identity crisis. I don't even know how.
Are you throwing, like, is this what the podcast has become? You're just going to throw people under the bus for, like,
Yes.
you're ratting out somebody who knows what dog comes of, like, and now you're ratting at your...
Manda threw herself out there. See, she admits it. She threw it out there. The only thing I did is just call attention to it because she's in the chat and I'm trying to keep this thing interactive. I want this to be an interactive podcast and be fun because, I'm all about fun. Fun is for fire that burns down the U is for uranium. All right. Yeah, it's a non-secret secret. Now that we've gotten through all the
poop, just
no, Amanda's not the dog cum person. Jesus Christ.
That would be a good way to hide it. To start some other stuff about her, and
throw something else out there.
Yeah. We know it's you.
God damn. Sorry, Amanda. But no, I can firmly confirm she is not the dog cum smeller. Like I said, that's all the information you're getting from me is there's a person I know that smells dog cum all the time, and it sounds terrible. Dan, are you frozen or are you drinking?
I'm frozen and drinking.
Okay. Yes, one down.
I'm frozen by choice.
Oh, you missed the first. The story was there that I was talking about. I gained my superpowers and somebody else just smells dog cum when they got better. That's true. I don't have that many friends. It really is. It looks like it by my social media. At least some of them. But
it's a lonely existence.
It's a ruse.
Smelling COVID and having friends who can smell cum. You never wanted.
That'd be a terrible superpower. Maverick is on the case. So, do we want to keep going on the superpower or the dog cum, or are we ready to move on to my alien shit?
Well, is that all you have to say about your superpower?
I think so.
Because you also like can control bubbles.
What's that?
You can control bubbles. We've had this conversation.
Yes,
like you already were a superhero. You just got so you shouldn't feel that bad because you already had powers.
Well, it was I turned into a llama and blow bubbles.
Yeah,
but that was our fictional reality. Yes,
what do you mean? My only power is finding out other people's powers. How is this fictional? This is my reality, dude.
All right. And I'm actually just what was I going to say? Oh, I'm actually a supervillain, not a hero.
He insists that, but I still don't believe him. He could blow up the whole, freaking world, and I'd still be laughing at his little llama ass. Just
blowing bubbles and smelling COVID.
But yeah, I mean, sounds like a superhero to me. I don't know what you want.
All right. So this kind of gets into my conspiracy that I created on my own related to this COVID thing. Because like I said, sometimes I feel like this is an actual alien virus, especially now that I've gained some weird superpower. Maverick wants to know his superpower, Diane.
Hold on. I mean, right now I can't feel it. I'll have to be in your presence. Maybe.
You told him once. Do you remember what it is? He forgot to.
I doubt I told you because I'm working on it.
You got to feel it out.
Yeah, it's one of those things like I'll just be hanging out with you and I'll be like, hey, I know what it is. It's like, true. I can't control who's, like, we have to have, like, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I could have superpowers for all of you, but it takes some time.
Yeah.
I need personalities. You need to spit in an envelope, send it to my address, all that stuff.
She's got to scan it.
Yeah.
Do her butt crack.
Sure, why not? I mean, it's an extra like $50 to scan it through the butt crack, but I'll get you the information you want.
Okay. So, I think I covered everything about my at least the stuff I've discovered so far. Like I said, I smell COVID. Apparently, it causes me to be like bursting with energy. So far, I haven't been able to run any faster because I haven't tried because I hate running. So I don't know if I can enter the Speed Force and travel through time. So time will tell.
Can Flash also like smell COVID?
I don't know. But I was just saying because I suddenly feel like I'm surging with the Speed Force.
Out of any of the superheroes, like who's the one who you'd be like, oh yeah. I mean, if Superman could smell COVID, I would be like, yeah, I believe that. They made a new like.
I think it would be Superman. I feel like if anybody could smell COVID, it would be Namor the Mariner. I don't know why, but I feel like he could smell COVID. He's the Marvel Aquaman. Who was before Aquaman?
I'm going to go with Solomon Grundy. He can smell COVID.
I could see that too. Maybe the Thing.
Yeah, I was going to say. Well, not the Thing, but I was going to say Swamp Thing.
Oh, I was thinking of the Thing because he got hit by cosmic radiation. Human Torch can't because all he smells is charcoal fluid.
Probably. That guy just smells like a burnt fart all the time. He smells like really gross, like cologne, or he smells like just burnt farts. All right, aliens. We've talked about too many body fluids and functions, and let's get to what some people were expecting.
Okay. All right. So, just because, like I said, this is just more for entertainment value. I'm not trying to put out there some crazy conspiracy theories. I'm just saying, with some of the COVID stuff and my weird things that are going on, it's made me a little paranoid. I'm gonna caveat that right now, so nobody's fucking demonetizing us or banning us. I'm just saying, my own weird paranoia has caused me to think about some of these things just because everything's happened so quickly. So we're going to start with, oh shit, I lost my article. Well, I had an article that said I did confirm that it was 2018. Actually, it was actually 2017 when they originally spotted this large kind of cylindrical object passing through our solar system. They named it because it was discovered by an observatory in Hawaii, so they named it Aomaru. AOUMOUMUMOUA, I think is how it's spelled.
Send it to Gwen Stefani, make it a song.
Hang on.
And we'll know it in no time.
All right, it's OUMAUA. UA. Oh, Mau. Oh, Mau. I don't know. I don't know how it's pronounced. So, okay. So they find this object traveling through our solar system in 2017. And then 2018, they noticed it started accelerating. So it started moving faster, right? Passing through our yes, Gwen Stefani is a witch, actually. You know what? Now that you brought that up, Amanda, we'll talk about that once I get through Ao Mau Mau. Mau Mau? Ao Mau? I don't know. So this they discover this thing's traveling faster through our solar system in 2018. That's when legit scientists start believing that this could possibly be an alien spacecraft. They think it's using some kind of solar sails or something like that. Like it's basically using the light and cosmic radiation to push this thing faster through space. So there was already some belief that it could be, especially because it's traveling in the opposite direction of most things travel, I think. I might be making that up. But the whole thing is it started accelerating, right? So it passes through our solar system. Then, we go through 2019. We suddenly have our pandemic, which apparently everybody wants to question whether it's from an animal, a bat, a lab, whatever the hell. Everybody questions anything. I know. I'm starting to question if it didn't come from that spacecraft, if it didn't just release something and it slowly came towards our planet afterwards. Once again, this is just my own paranoia craziness. I'm not trying to put forth any conspiracy theories. It just random thoughts when I can't sleep. Okay. So, oh yeah. And some people believe it's 5G's towers that caused it too. So you get this random interstellar object past our solar system. Then we have our pandemic. And about that time, that's also when the government declassifies that our Navy has actually witnessed, some UFOs and everything. It was officially declassified in 2020 in January. There were videos released earlier, which was actually released by Tom DeLonge and his little alien, Arts and Science Research Academy that he created, which is all about aliens and stuff like that. Well, my power is not communicating with aliens as far as I know. Who knows? We'll see. Time will tell. I'm starting to wonder.
No.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's your anxiety. You can feel the presence of aliens. I'm not talking about people that are freaking immigrating from other countries.
I mean, she can definitely sense the presence of witches, so.
We'll get to that story here in a bit. She didn't necessarily sense the present. That was just some weird shit that happened. It was quite insane.
So I don't even know what's happening with this alien story. Are you trying to what is the alien story?
Sorry, I'm still getting there. So the government officially releases they declassified a bunch of stuff in 2020 in January, and you can actually go to. I'll have to look at the website. I can't find the article that I originally was going to go through, but they declassified a bunch of alien shit in 2020. So, and they've even actually talked about that the Pentagon does have a team that is researching all this alien stuff, and actually part of that team was part of the hunt for the skinwalker at the Skinwalker Ranch in Utah. Right? I'm trying to show you all my layers of.
But I don't even know what the what am I What am I supposed to be paying attention to?
I'm just building my layers of insanity. Okay.
Well, okay.
So, like I said, you got our Mamu passed by 2018.
Mm-hmm. I remember that part.
Now we got this pandemic that has spread globally really fast, which might have been here longer than we even realized. There's a whole debate on where the actual virus came from.
And they think it's that thing.
No, I think it's that thing. That's my own little random theory that I'm throwing out there. It's my own little madness.
You're throwing out a lot of facts and stuff at me, but I'm not sure. Like, I'm trying. I have ADD. You're not here with me. I'm trying to do my best, but I'm just like, honestly, at this point, I have no clue what
I'm trying to do my best with my madness of trying to calculate things. So you have that thing pass through. Then all of a sudden, the government starts talking about that. Oh yeah, we've been researching UFOs. Here's some stuff that we've captured from Navy pilots, and there's some actual UFOs doing some crazy shit. And then you got the Skinwalker Ranch documentary and book that came out, which was a joint collaboration between some private scientists as well as government scientists. And Utah, what was it? What the heck was it? I don't know. There's this little base in there in Utah that seems to be a high number of UFO sightings, and that the ranch are talking about they had these crazy ass like sightings of portals opening up, random objects coming out. Sometimes you'll hear some weird machinery and noises in the middle of the night, but nothing's happening around you because you're in the middle of nowhere. You can just like hear these rumblings under the ground and like machines running, as well as they've had some weird cattle mutilation stuff going on. And they were talking about like this rancher had some calves that had just been born, and they went and checked on one, cleaned it all up, and they were going to the next site where there was calves. And then when they got to the other site, all of a sudden their dog started barking and freaking out, looking towards where the first calf that they cleaned up and took care of was. And then they rushed back there. When they got there, the entire calf was completely like mutilated. There was not a single ounce of flesh left on the bones. Nothing. It was just gone. That was part of the Skinwalker Ranch documentary I was talking about, Hunt for Skinwalker. So you got all this crazy stuff going on over there. This has gone on through. They studied this place for 20 years, from like 1999 till 2019. Now there's another company that's in there doing some other research. And then just recently, in November, I think it was 2018, they found this random monolith in the middle of the Utah desert, which I guess some other people have found it, and they're saying that's aluminum or stainless steel, and it's riveted. It might be hollow inside. And they showed some close-up viewings of it being like cut into the granite and everything else like that. But I started thinking, and then it just disappeared recently. Now, this could be just an artist or somebody trying to prank us all. And if they did prank us all, you know what? Strong work. I appreciate your effort, and that's awesome. But at the same time, if you wanted to disguise some alien shit, why not make it look human-made, right? Just saying. Because it was there. It was discovered in November 18th. And then I think it was just recently it disappeared. It's gone. It's completely gone.
Monolith thing?
Yeah, the monolith thing. Let me see if I can.
It just looked like a hunk of metal to me. And they said they're not the ones who removed it. So I'm probably like, I would have left it alone. But I can't see why you wouldn't just take the thing if you're so concerned it's aliens.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't know where I'm trying to go with my theory.
And I'm also like, well, like, when I was younger, when you were younger too, like used to take just like old left behind construction site signs and shit like that,
Yeah.
and like cones and junk. And I just imagine like if you could take that thing home with you, if it's not like structurally like stuck, who's to say that like somebody didn't just go like, you know what, I'm just gonna take it and I'm just gonna like have it in my house. Like that's
Yeah. Just put in the
what
living room.
younger me would have done. I just would have been like, all right, we know where it is. It looks like just a skinny thing.
Yeah, because it doesn't look. I think they said it was like about maybe like 10 feet tall. No, not 10 feet, like 8 feet tall. I mean, it didn't look amazingly huge, but it was big enough. But I'm just saying that if you were going to try to disguise, if you were an alien life form
Mm.
and you had some weird secretive shit, for whatever reason that thing needed to be there, but you don't want to make it too alien, but you know it needs to be there, I would say try to make it look like some human put it there, right? Because one of the things they talked about in the Skinwalker Ranches, like as they were trying to study stuff and they would kind of find a pattern of the way things they would do stuff, immediately things would change. So it was like these life forms realized that they're being watched, so they tried to change things up and do things in a different way. Because obviously, if they can travel through time, space, whatever the hell, they're portals, whatever it is, obviously they're smart enough to know what we're doing. And I honestly, my thought
That's
is,
assuming that they're not all just like us. Like, I think that's the one thing that I feel like about aliens that I'm like, everybody has such like a grand idea of them, and I'm like, or they just have the same shit we have. And like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, I don't know what the government has or doesn't have. Like, I can't tell you that I know what man's capable of. So like, as far as I'm concerned, like they don't have to disguise anything. Especially when like part of the human like thing is aesthetic. Like
well,
everybody wants their thing to look like the new like futuristic thing. Like I really feel like aliens don't have to worry about anything. Like
yeah. Well,
everybody acts like they have a reason to try stuff. I'm like, I don't think they have to do anything. They just do what they do, and then whatever happens, happens.
I believe there's layers of alien life.
If that's what we're assuming the situation is, but like,
Well, and you know me, I still stand by the fact that our whole existence is actually just an experiment. Like that's why we get these random unexplained things, is they've been watching us for, you know, our entire evolution, watching us thrive and fail and so on and so forth. And we keep making these different discoveries thinking that civilization may be older than it is, younger than it is.
civilization.
Civilization.
The way you said it was like
That civilization might have been, you know, more advanced at certain points when things failed, and we've don't necessarily knew. There's been lots of random discoveries about things being more advanced than we thought in the beginning, and things maybe have been older, like actually having farms and advanced civilizations as compared to what was originally thought. There's been lots of random stuff being thrown out there that's changed. Mm-hmm. And honestly, there's so much that we probably don't know, have never discovered, and might never discover. So, train of thought derailed. Fuck.
What's like?
So I'm just saying, like, how do we know these aliens haven't been just watching us, and they're kind of trying to see, like, maybe we're the next life form that's supposed to be the next major evolution, and we get to a certain advanced stage, And if we're not at the level they feel they are, that's when catastrophic events happen and, cuts down the population or whatever else and tries to create a newer, better model of us. That's just how we do with technology. We're always looking for the next advancement. I don't know. Anybody in the chat got thoughts?
I mean, yeah, I'm pro alien, dude. I believe they're out there. I'm just saying, I don't put very much importance into it. I don't think. I think people who believe, I think there's this sentiment of people who believe in aliens are supposed to believe they've got some grandeur or would play a role in our shaping. And I'm you're just setting yourself I don't know what aliens would be. I think they could be more primitive, being however you want to define that. But I just think if it's a different, I don't know who said it, but somebody said a lion wouldn't understand a zebra, even if they could talk to each other or something like that. I don't know if that's the real statement, but it gets the point across. But it's just you live such a hard existence or a different existence that I think anything that could spring forth, if aliens were just parasites, you wouldn't be Stargate. Those kind of parasites.
You froze for a second, and I lost a whole sense of it. Yeah, all I got was parasites, X-Files.
Well, I didn't go to. I didn't go to X-Files. I just went Stargate.
Oh, not X-Files, Stargate. Sorry, Amanda just said X-Files, and I read the thought. Sorry, my bad. But there was this little pause where it was just parasites.
Aliens to me, I imagine they're going to be disappointing no matter what they are, because there's such a high hopes for them to be better than us. Sorry if I'm burping like crazy. I really hate that I'm drinking beer and I'm trying to suppress them, but they are just flying. But yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Are they going to be parasites? Because even to some degree, the Gould were fucking not cool as shit, but advanced and stuff. But they're still parasites. I think a lot of people want them to be Star Trek, or they want them to be definitely want them to be bangable. But what if they're not even a construct that we could even possibly understand? To me, the idea of aliens is an intellectual thought, and also hey, but what if they are Mars attack? We talked about this last week. What if they're Mars attack? What if they're what if the only difference is that they can get here and we can't?
That's a possibility too.
I don't expect aliens to take very much. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but I don't expect them to be
Diane's screen didn't freeze; her brain did.
Yeah.
I mean, it is possible. Like I said, I feel like there's different layers to alien life forms, and there might be some.
I think it would be more of when you go to sometimes I'm what if it's just when you go to a different country and you're just oh, what is this? And then it's just oh, we eat this animal differently and this, or we eat this animal and you don't. I don't part of me, I just when people talk about aliens, I'm also expect them to be not super great, or not. They could have accidentally, our first contact with aliens could be Futurama, where they have those two dimensional boxes or something, and it's just like, oh, like it could all be accidental. Nobody could be smart enough. Like this could be the first person. Like who knows? Who knows where anybody would be at? And I'm like, they could just be ugly people that you, not people, but you know, like who knows?
That is.
I just think it's funny that aliens are always put like.
I think that's part of, like, I think a lot of, like, just aliens, religions, just all.
Like, my question is like, are you going to be disappointed if they don't do the anal probe? Like, that's the one thing that we're like, okay, they definitely want to know what's going on with their butts.
I kind of feel like the anal probe thing was actually a prank put forth by somebody somewhere, and it has now become just a thing. Although, to be honest, we do a lot of studies with freaking cameras going up the butt, and you can learn a lot from traveling up the butt. So I don't know, taking samples and random stuff, and it'd be easier. And it'd be easier than trying to stick stuff down people's mouths and everything, you know.
I mean, would that be a trope that you would be sad to find out isn't true?
Me personally, I don't think so. I would.
I mean, that's a weird question. Like, I'm expecting you to go like, you know what? Yeah. I mean, the whole point of aliens is like you're going to get your butt probed. Like, what?
Amanda says 2020. Lots of butt stuff is acceptable. I mean,
I've never heard any. I mean, I'm sure in alien accounts. I don't know. I've never heard somebody be like, and my ass was destroyed. Like, it's like I've never heard anything of like a terrifying experience. Just like, hey, it was uncomfortable. There was butt stuff. I was not prepared. This should have been in conversation, is what they're saying.
I mean,
consent, it matters. But
that's true. That is true.
I don't know. I don't know. Aliens to me, I'm just preparing myself to be disappointed in what they are. If there are any, but I would be.
I've gone all over the place in these thoughts. In my younger years, I got deep dive into different alien stuff, and then I kind of backed off, and then I was kind of like, well, I don't know. You know, I definitely 100% am positive there has to be more life out there. With as large as this universe is, and even this galaxy, there's a good chance there's something else out there. To what level it is, I don't know. Like I said, I'm sure there's lots of planets that are like in their primordial phases. There's probably some that are in their super advanced stages. I think there's just stuff across the board. I think there's just so much going on. And like I was saying, like I feel like some of the stuff I was talking about, like religions, aliens, various things that people like get wholeheartedly truly involved in and honestly believe, comes down to a lot of their own loneliness and trying to create a larger thing. And that's why I'm saying, like, I kept saying that my own insanity as my caveat to this whole theory that I'm putting forth. And to be honest, a lot of these thoughts came from a couple of things. One, I had 2 weeks of no contact with anybody really. Like even my son Matthew and Marcus were living here, which is a friend of one of my other sons. He was staying here for a little bit to get away from some bad influences. But
you mean my nephew Marcus?
Yes. during that whole time, I didn't even really talk to them much. I tried to isolate myself to either my room or this room and trying to avoid as much contact as possible so I didn't get them sick, right? So during that time, I had way too much time in my own head and thinking and everything else. So all that being said, oh, good night, Manda. She's off to bed. Yes, I won't forget to tell everybody about the witch. We'll get to that here shortly. We'll get to Gwen Stefani. Before we wrap up, what time is it?
Yeah, we're almost like past time.
Are we? What time is it? Okay. I usually try to not max out past 2 hours. So, first off, good night, Manda.
Good night. Thank you for coming.
I love the fact that you jumped in and chatted.
Thank you for being a part of the show.
Have a good shift tomorrow. So
use your powers to hunt witches well. For good.
Or aliens, whatever it is.
No, it's definitely witches. I mean, because I don't know anything about the Gwen Stefani, but I do know she knows.
So
who's a witch and who's not.
Like I was saying, like often when you're alone and you're trying to find something grander and bigger than you are, good night. You tend to start creating bigger stories in your head. And that's honestly could be part of what's going on. Although I stand by the fact that I still smell COVID because that has not failed me yet. And the weird energy surge that I get. That is something that surprised me because a lot of these other thoughts came along as I was alone.
Do you ever think that the like government's going to come get you for this? Like, because maybe that's part of the plan. Well, now you're a COVID smelling son of a bitch, and it's like, he draws the power from the sick and helpless, and now they're gonna like take you.
Well, never everything's out here in the open. So if I'm right about some of this shit and I disappear, if I ever disappear, guess what? This is all in the open, so you guys know. If I just suddenly don't show up to work one day, guess what?
They done got you.
So if I just disappear, I was right, bitches. Save this, replay it. Come after the dog cum person first.
They're like, wait, do you know how long we've been trying to smell dog cum? And then they're like, we finally got the guy.
They're going to kidnap me just to find out who the dog cum person is. They're going to torture me.
Wouldn't that be disappointing too?
That would just be like they don't care about the fact that I can smell COVID or anything. Like, we need to find this dog cum person.
He's your higher up. You get there, you're like, I can smell COVID. This is going to be a great help to my country. And then your boss is the dog cum smelling guy. Like, just like.
That would be my story. So, anyways, my whole point is I think a lot of our own loneliness and trying to find the grandeur thing is how we end up creating these religious icons and aliens. And I feel like everything does somewhat fit into some sort of a truth, but we don't know the whole picture. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we're capable of truly understanding the beyond picture. So maybe there's gods, aliens, everything's kind of a amalgamation of complexity that we'll never understand, and we keep trying to figure it out, and that's why we create these vast stories and everything else. So real quick, because I have to pee and we need to wrap up soon because I need to pee. I want to get to Gwen Stefani's a witch. So this thing came about as, let me find her chat here. So the whole thing came about when me and Amanda were working together on the truck. God damn it. I can't find her chat now. Oh, what? Where is it? Trying to find her chat. I can't find her chat now. So, because she had brought up that Gwen Stefani is a witch. When I was working with her one day, for some odd reason, the song "Don't Speak" came up because I think I started singing it. I don't know if she said something, and I started singing "Don't Speak." You know how I break into song randomly for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
So I broke in a song. We sang the song, and then we were talking about it because I couldn't remember all the words. So she decides to just plug in her phone. Didn't hit a button, just plugged it in. And automatically, first song that came on, no doubt, "Don't Speak." It just pops in. And we're like, oh, she's a witch. So then later on, we're sitting there talking about some random ass Gwen Stefani shit. And I think we were even talking about the Hollerback Girl. And I'm like, oh, I don't know what a Hollerback Girl is. Am I a Hollerback Girl? I don't know. And then we turn on the radio. That song is on. I'm like, oh, Gwen Stefani's a witch. She knows when you're talking about her. I'm just saying.
Oh, so I was expecting for some reason like a story about Gwen Stefani. Like I was expecting like some video evidence of her maybe like.
No, it's just basically if me and Amanda think about Gwen Stefani, one of her songs comes on the radio. The exact thing that we're talking about. Or her
maybe
phone
like
or whatever. It's magic.
Walking by a mirror and then like her face isn't it so perfect. Like I was expecting like evidence.
I don't know. I gotta take a piss here in a second. So maybe that's what's gonna happen. I'm actually gonna have to just let you
just
carry on a conversation.
Go pee. I'll talk to whoever's here.
Entertain people.
I am also gonna pee. No, just kidding. Courtney Love called Gwen Stefani a hollaback girl, so Gwen wrote a song about it. Well, there we go. Thank you, Maverick. Just busting some facts. And causing Gwen to play on demand is the greatest superpower. Yeah, maybe. I mean, like when he said Gwen Stefani was a witch, I was really expecting like some like TMZ shenanigans of some sorts for some reason. Because I was like, out of anybody, if for some reason we're hunting down witches and really working to find them, like if Gwen Stefani got caught, I would be like, yeah, probably, right? Gwen Stefani, a witch. Cher, probably a witch. Kris Jenner, maybe a witch.
What?
Dakota Fanning, a witch. I'm just. Hold on.
Just let
me think of. Hold on. I'm trying to come for people of color too because I chose a lot of white people. Hold on. Gabrielle Union, witch.
Missy Elliott.
Beyonce, witch. Missy Elliott, probably the top witch, like the baddest witch in the game. Like Missy Elliott owns all the dragons, you know?
Yeah.
She's a sorceress. She's not even a witch. She's a sorceress. That girl will get you. Missy Elliott, yeah, she's the boss. Sorry, what?
So Maverick was saying causing Gwen to play on demand is the greatest power. And I was thinking maybe that's the joint power of me and Amanda. Maybe Gwen Stefani's not the witch. It's just the universe and all its giant magnetism and things that happens like joins together and causes us to be like, bam.
Excuse me, sir. Missy Elliott is a thief and a liar. How so? You speak of my queen.
I'd say it, Maverick. You just threw out some fighting words. Chingasos are about to be thrown.
Missy Elliott and Busta Rhymes are like my favorite of like all that rappers and stuff. Like those are my heydays. I have others, but I'm not a rap person very much.
No. Here's his evidence.
It's like Get Your Freak On was an MSI song and she stole it. Mindless Self-Indulgence, really? Busta Rhymes beat up Michael. It's mighty. Yes, Busta Rhymes. All right. I'll take that. Busta Rhymes is mighty.
To be honest, when it comes down to hip hop, a lot of stuff is borrowed from other people.
Mm-hmm.
It happens. I mean, because a lot of it's taking beats, recreating them, flipping it, changing it, adding stuff, taking stuff away.
But Missy Elliott, she has the best music videos. Busta Rhymes also has the best music videos.
That's true. So what we've determined is I have superpowers. Aliens may or may not exist. Still out for debate. Gwen Stefani, Missy Elliott, and whoever you said are witches.
Missy Elliott's the queen witch then. If she has to be a witch, she has to be like I'm using like Dragon Age things, but she's like the Flemeth of the, because that's all I've been playing. And since I've been quarantined, like all my stuff is just Dragon Age references. But Missy Elliott's the queen.
You thought Beyonce did what? I missed something.
Beyonce is all right.
That's what Kanye said.
I like Kanye, like his music too, but you know, Kanye does what Kanye does. So
it depends on the Kanye song, to be honest.
I haven't listened to anything as of recently, so I can't judge on that. But like Kanye was always somebody who I liked his.
And honestly, if Kanye's not an alien, I don't know who is.
You're setting yourself up for failure. That's best case scenario alien, Kanye West.
That's worst case scenario.
No, that's best case scenario.
But Beyonce has the best videos. I think that's up for debate.
Not if we're talking about Missy Elliott.
I think Primus has the best music videos, to be honest.
Well, they are also one of my favorite. Primus. I think Queens of the Stone Age has some pretty good.
Kanye's a gay fish, not an alien.
That's true. He is a gay fish.
That is true.
He is not an alien.
He does like fish sticks. So
he's out.
You know what? That's a good shout too. Beck has some pretty great music videos too. Yeah, Beck is just so weird and random. Also, possibly
has a lot of good videos.
Also, possibly an alien.
Who else? A lot of. I've had this conversation thousands of times, and I can't think of anybody. But like, yeah, Missy Elliott, Rammstein, Primus,
Nirvana had some great videos. Oh yeah, Queens of the Stone Age. Korn depended on the song.
I was gonna say Korn, but like,
but they've also had some rough songs. See, Maverick believes Beck might be an alien.
I think Beck could be, maybe, but I don't think he's like upper tier.
I don't know. He might be top tier to me.
Like who's the top tier alien?
Top tier
In your
alien
head.
that's currently right now here on Earth.
Yeah. I kind of want to go with Will Smith.
I
He
was
pops
going to say
into my
Will
head.
Smith.
Will Smith's an alien for sure.
Holy shit. That was exactly what I was thinking. And then you said Will Smith. And I was
There
like,
we go.
what the fuck?
It's Will Smith.
Men in Black has become a documentary.
No, it hasn't, because he is the alien.
Well,
That was the one
that's what
movie
I'm
he
saying.
did so people would get off his back.
Not Beck. He's after power in the ranks. He's just doing his thing.
Yeah, that's why he's not top tier.
Yeah.
He's just like chilling.
That's why I've decided.
I don't know he's an alien. He's just chilling.
It might be Will Smith. It really might be.
I think it's Will Smith.
Well, on that note, it is now 10:38. We started a little late. We went a little over. But this has been Best of the Bottom. We're bottom class people drinking bottom shelf booze. Please like, share, subscribe, join our family. We have a website now, paracoproductions.com. It's a .com. I secured this years ago and I've been holding on it forever and never created the actual website. But now it's there. If you like us and you want to donate and help us out, we'd greatly appreciate it. If not, just like, share, subscribe. That's the easiest way. It costs no money. All you got to do is just spread the word of the bottom class. There's lots of us. We need better representation. We're bottom class. We're bottom shelf. And we love you guys. We love the support. We want you to, continue helping us. We'll help you. We're in this together, sort of, I guess. And real quick, Maverick says Tupac is top tier. Maybe he faked his death. Or he went back and went home. I don't know. Anyways, like, share, subscribe. We're on Facebook. We're streaming live right now. Perico Productions channel. We're right here on Twitch at the Bottom Class channel. And we're also Best of the Bottom on Facebook. Lots of places to like, share, subscribe. Help us grow numbers. Share. We're here to have fun. We're here to represent. We're here to keep it bottom class. And we're going to talk all kinds of random, strange stuff. Sometimes it's aliens. Sometimes it's music. Sometimes it's movies. Who knows?
Sometimes it's diarrhea.
Sometimes that probably comes up more often than not. And juggling dildos. Maybe there will be a fans only where I'm juggling dildos. I don't know. The night is young. We'll see. Anyways, I appreciate everyone that's jumped in the chat, jumped in to watch us. I really appreciate you guys. Help us keep growing. And also, too, I tend to be one, a follow for a follow. If you're out there trying to make something happen, I'll follow your stuff. I'll support you. I'll see what you got going on. And if you're great, I'll talk about you. If you're not, you might still get a follow. I don't know. That's a weird plug, but it is. Oh, yeah, and sometimes it's dog come. You never know what the conversation is going to be. Tonight, we went paranormal. We went aliens. Got some alien beer just to keep the theme going. Have a good night. We love you guys. Bring it in. And we'll see you next time. This is Best of the Bottom. Have a fantastic night, and we'll see you next time. tasted pretty good.